Welcome to 64 Video Blog number 3. My name is Dick Goodwin, and this is a video blog primarily focused around my living with cancer and how that affects me and my family and my friends and what the future holds for me, and so just kind of trying to cover the whole range about what's going on. If you're interested in seeing previous episodes, they're saved on YouTube at 64 Video, the 64 Video Blog. I'm sorry. But after our last talk, I had said that I was going to talk a little bit about my pre-existing condition and how that interfered with some of my options for treatment plans. I have a huge pre-existing condition. You can see this thing. You maybe been wondering about what is this crazy thing behind my head. That's a headrest on a wheelchair. I've been in a wheelchair for the last 42 plus years. In 1967 I was in an automobile accident, more appropriately referred to as a drunken car crash. I was a passenger in the back seat, and when the car flipped over, I apparently hit my neck on the top of the car, broke my neck, and became instantly and permanently paralyzed from the chest down. And so since that time, I've lived my life using a wheelchair to get around. And I do want to make the point, I think it's an important point, that you can live a very productive and good life with a disability. And I think I've made every effort to do that and been successful at doing that. After my injury, which was in 1967, in 1969 I entered Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville, and eventually by 1973 I achieved a BA in American Studies. I went on to graduate school, worked as a graduate assistant, completed an MA in sociology, and after getting out of college for the next 10 or so years, I lived and worked in St. Louis in different jobs related to disability-focused kind of jobs. One was the state job, one was the nonprofit, and one was as a sales representative for a wheelchair company. So in 1985, I had a great opportunity to become the founding executive director of a local organization based in Alton called Impact. I had written the proposal and completed the budget and got the funding, procured the funding, and educated the people who are going to be involved with Impact about what kind of organization a Center for Independent Living really is. It's more of an advocacy organization than a service organization. And so I served in that capacity for 19 years. So, and I had to leave that job for health reasons, and I stayed on for a short while as an advisor, but not very long, and we parted ways, and I dissociated myself from that organization, and that was probably the best thing that could happen. But about my disability specifically and what how it limits my options for treatment plans following colon cancer that metastasized to my liver. The first issue was that I have chronic kidney infections. I will have a couple of really bad kidney infections a year, and I generally carry some infection in my kidney at any given time. And chemotherapy, which of course suppresses your immune system, and infections just don't go well together. The first oncologist that I visited, in fact, said that the first part of his creed was do no harm, and he thought that if he gave me chemotherapy, given my chronic kidney infections, that it would be doing harm to me, and that he would be violating his oath. Then I saw another oncologist at Barnes, and she pretty much said the same thing. And she said that the only way that she would give me chemotherapy is if I understood that it could kill me. So that was pretty blunt, and I understood that, and I pretty much ruled out chemotherapy as an option. So one of the oncologists referred me to a surgeon, and I had had a PET scan done, which is a scan where they can really tell if the cancer has metastasized and moved out of the colon, and it showed that it had moved into the liver. And I had that done at Alton Memorial Hospital, and the surgeon at Barnes wanted me to have another one and to have it done at Barnes. So I did, and it showed that there were maybe either that the one tumor had grown, or maybe there were actually now 3 tumors in my liver, and he said that there was no way that he could do surgery unless they could shrink the tumors, because the largest tumor was right up against my vena cava, which is the big vein running up the middle of your gut up to your heart, and that you know, you just nick that and you're dead. So so surgery got ruled out, and I was always just told that traditional radiation just wasn't really a good option for cancer that had metastasized to the liver. So the 3 main possibilities were eliminated. A couple because of the fact that I had this disability and these kidney infections, and we couldn't shrink the tumor, and we couldn't use chemotherapy, and so I got referred to a radiology oncologist, and I wasn't sure what that meant, but I wasn't sure if it was worth my while to go talk to him. But I decided to go ahead and meet with him, and of course I'm glad that I did, because he had a different idea. He was going to do a treatment that is approved by the FDA only for cancer that is spread from the colon to the liver. So that was right up my alley, and if this was going to work, it would be great. What they ultimately wanted to do was to shoot small radiation balls, radioactive particles, directly into my tumor through an artery running up from my groin. And prior to actually doing that, they would do what they called mapping, and that would kind of show the way. And if there were some, he referred to it as a freeway with off-ramps, and that they had to block off like any off-ramp that might go into the stomach or the lungs, because you couldn't have these radioactive balls going into any place but the liver. And if they went into the liver, the cancer itself is kind of a blood hog. It takes, it will attract more blood to it. So even though this procedure really takes radiation to all of your liver, the bulk of it goes to your the tumors themselves, even the ones that can't be seen. And it's not a cure, it's an extension of your life. And so I was really excited about that. So he set the date of February 4th for the mapping, and then on the 17th we would do the actual shooting up of the radioactive materials into my liver. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that point, and we can talk next time about, I've actually already had the mapping done. We can talk about what that amounted to, how well it went, and what the next step is. And so I, as usual, will bid you adieu with my little song that lets you know how old I am. you lock the door? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Well, my wife assures me she will when I am 64, so that's part of the title of this video blog, 64 video blog. So until next time, we will talk about the mapping process and what will occur after that, what might or could occur after that. And I will see you next time, and hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.